sometimes people really need to hear it, because apparently we have a lot of people that are, and I'm a work in progress. We all are a work in progress as we work towards, God willing, one day entering the kingdom of God in heaven. But there are a lot of people out there that tend to be lukewarm Catholics or cafeteria Catholics, and they believe that, you can be a Catholic in perfect standing with the church and support abortion. So my question to you would be very simple. Can one be a Catholic in good standing and support abortion?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Sure, the label Catholic can be used and is used in a lot of places for a lot of people, and really, that I think is what we need to really drill down to. What does it mean to be Catholic? It means a way of life. It's not, sure, that going to Mass is an important component, but that's not the sum total of being Catholic. Being Catholic is a philosophy of living this journey of life guided by the light of Jesus Christ and affecting everything we do. What we eat, what we don't eat, how we treat others, what entertainment we watch, everything. And if you're not, as you said, we're all a work in progress. In a sense, you can only say you're Catholic once you've left this life and you're with God. The canonized saint, we can say, yeah, you might say they're certified Catholics. I'm not a certified Catholic. I'm a sinner doing my dead level best to follow the path, to live the Catholic way. But you don't really, none of us are there. And all of us can do something stupid where we lose it. We're all sinners. We're all affected by a confusing world. By the grace of God and through prayer, and nobody should be frightened that, if it's not their will to lose God, they won't. God is never going to close the door, but we can get caught up in things. Even, we speak, there's some old language that we need to bring back to life. Final perseverance. What do those two words mean? It means you're not there until you die in the state of grace and as virtuous as you possibly can be. So final perseverance means, yeah, I sinned yesterday, I may sin tomorrow in one way or another, but you keep at it. You keep working, confessing those sins, working toward virtue. Final perseverance. We don't hear that kind of language in the world or in the church today, but we need to, because that's what it's about. We're here to be saved in God's grace through his son, Jesus Christ. The salvation of souls, the code of canon law, that's the very last one. It says it's all about the salvation of souls. And I've had others, bishops, that have said, oh, Joe, you need to calm down about this. I think we need to get more fired up about it, because if we remember that it's all about our destiny, then how I treat you, even right now, we're virtually talking to each other. I need to do my best to treat you as precious before God and to treat you with everything that I believe is true, and to treat you as valuable men in the world. So if we have that perspective, no, it's not about, in the early church, some of the early disciples said, well, we don't need to live. Let's just go to heaven. But that's not God's plan. God's plan is for us to use these gifts of hours and days and months and years to the best of our ability. The three of us could be dead in an hour. Who knows? Yep. But as long as we're here, we're on mission to do what God has willed for us to do. The divine will is something very significant that we need to pay attention to. His will for each of us is the salvation of our souls. How we get there in God's plan is something we day by day need to discern and to do our best when we get it wrong, when we fall into sin, which we all do. I'm a sinner. You're a sinner. I guarantee that you're sinners.
Yep.
But I guarantee also that God's loving call is there for you for your salvation. So to say, oh, the border crisis, abortion, the concerns about the economy, any issue, yes, we pay attention to that through the lens of final perseverance in the salvation of our souls. That's the lens we need to look at life through. And we're not doing that as a church and as a world for sure. But if the church isn't doing it, the world's not going to do it. And we've got to renew what it means to be Catholic, seeking through that final perseverance, that ultimate goal. And we've got public figures that, movie stars, politicians, sports figures that call themselves Catholic, and they're very far off the path. They can always come back to the path. We need to pray for the conversion of hearts of public Catholics who are not on the path of Catholicism. They can use the label all they want. I mean, when I die, I'm not going to be able to just hold up a sign and say, I'm Catholic. The Lord's going to say, did you live it, Joe? Did you do your best? And I pray that he will say, maybe he won't say, well done, but he'll say, well, you barely got by. That's good enough for me. But we can't just wear a label, a name badge that says, I'm Catholic, let me in. Are you living it? Did you live it? That's the question. It's always been the question. And we try to, sugarcoat it and pretend, but, I'll say it. If you're supporting the slaughter of unborn children that God said, let them live, and you're saying, no, we'll kill them, that is not Catholic. And that isn't qualifying for that final judgment that we all need to be aware of.